Let's see.
And we are recording.
Does anyone want to recap?
Mm. Nope.
I
All right,
guess
well,
I'll do it. Fuck.
Okay.
So, moving on from last time, after moving off in the way from the Lich's lair, as it were, we continued back to where we first entered this swamp hellhole, believing that we might be able to garner a lead on this tome at the place we initially teleported into. And eventually, upon a few scuffles and close calls of undead discovering us, we re-entered, where there within, a new cartographer was teleported here by unknown means as well.
Holla.
However, they were teleported in the dead center stage of the unit at rest here. Thankfully, these automatons were not hostile, as we initially believed when we first snuck out of here. And we discovered that they are essentially here awaiting orders from somebody called Theodosius.
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 Yes. It's one word.
Yes.
Okay. Upon the newcomer, a cartographer from Team 84, Nadira, who decided that they weren't having any of it and just wanted to sassily walk away and out of here. And they bumped into this team, 26. Upon a bit of meet and greet and shenanigans involving chest and dragging teammates into obvious traps, and a heated argument with deep-seated resentment that seemingly came out of nowhere, we now bring ourselves to the current moment. The rest of the team in the other chamber collecting themselves while Dagny moved off with Dismas following to calm down and to talk to these things once more to garner information.
Very good.
Beautiful.
And with the remaining clatters of those flying swords now scattered along the ground, with the last bits of magical resonance leaving their shards, everyone would have a moment to breathe after that heated exchange took place out of seemingly nowhere. It would seem like tensions within the group are reaching an all-time high. And for brevity's sake, Vishanti, in an effort to try to calm themselves and gain some distance from Dagny after the immediate skirmish, would exit out of the entrance and would hang around just outside to get some fresh air and ponder over his thoughts. Cobweb would scuttle after him, given their connection, as it looks like he too is looking for some sort of breath, or perhaps he's trying to check on Vishanti personally. Hard to say. That would leave everyone else open to interact as they see fit. And to answer your question, Shannon, you can still interact with them. I'm just your DMs are moving them from the scene because I don't want to fucking deal with them.
Got it.
Yeah, Dagny is basically on her way to this room, but I think halfway on the way to the room, she just she feels like this sharp pain in her left leg, and she has to catch herself with her cane. And she stops and is leaning against the wall, and she just feels her heart beating vigorously in her chest, and her breath starts coming out fast and faster. So she's having basically the equivalent of a panic attack at this point. So she's just inside the entrance of this place, just having a panic attack.
I guess, because Dismas was a bit behind, having just lingered a few moments to talk with the rest of the groups. I imagine it'd be a couple of minutes before he arrives to where Silverhide is.
Yep, you would see her having a fit of panic as her own emotions would overcome her, as her panicking would echo throughout the larger room before her. You can see that the seemingly automatons in charge of the company, we can see one of them turns their head ever so slightly to see the origin of this heavy, exacerbated episode that Dagny's having, but they do not interact any further.
I
Yeah,
suppose seeing them freak their shit, I'll go ahead and address them. Silverhide. Here, it's. Why don't you sit down a spell? It's alright.
Yeah, she'll just kind of just fall against the wall and just slide down. She's squeezing her eyes shut, and it's almost like she's on the verge of tears in between trying to catch her breath.
Not sure how much help this is gonna be, but. Right. Just think about something nice. Things that bring you some measure of happiness. Maybe a blooming flower. Friends. Happy moments.
What did I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do. What do I do?
It's alright, we got time. Just catch your breath.
Like, I think her hand is kind of like subconsciously just sort of just beating on her chest. Not very hard, it's just beating. What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Did I do something wrong? What did I do? I don't think I did anything wrong. Why would he say that? What did I do wrong? What was so selfish? Oh. Am I really that selfish? Was I wrong to talk to him? Should I not do it?
That whole situation back there ain't nobody's fault. Hell, if anything, it was a misunderstanding. But what he said was out of line. I'm not sure where that anger came from, but what he said definitely crossed something. Just let it go for now.
Am I a bad leader? Am I even a leader? I'm only doing what I think is right. Is that so wrong?
No. It's all anybody can really hope to do.
I think she finally catches her breath and she turns to look at Dismas and says, "Do you think people are born leaders, or do they have leadership thrust upon them?"
I would say the latter.
Do you think I'm a born leader?
I don't think anybody's born to lead. Hell, if anything, some people are born with things that would help them, sure. But to lead itself, nah. Stuff like that's only in folk tales and stories. Fact of the matter is, the world's gonna come down on you hard. It's up to you to weather the storm and keep on moving forward. And if you're strong enough to let people follow in your wake, then I suppose that makes you a leader.
She'll kind of turn away and stare at the wall, and then, how close would you say Dismas is to, Dagny?
I just would be pretty close. Because if you were getting worse, he would have done something in the midst of your nigh panic attack, heart attack.
Would you say he's within hand's reach?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, subconsciously, her hand kind of crawls across the ground and sort of is, like, trying to reach for a hand.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and take your hand and kind of give it a firm squeeze to help ground you in the moment.
What would you say the temperature of his hand is?
Well, we're in a swamp. I would say a couple... That is a curious question.
Your hands are naturally cool, but not cold.
Yeah, so cool.
Your hands are cold.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's alright. It's nice. Anytime I ever hold somebody's hands, it always seems like it's too hot.
Glad I could be of service then.
She'll kind of run her thumb across the back of your hand before letting go. And then she will plant her cane in the ground and push herself up.
You'd lift yourself off the cold stone and rise once again with the green ethereal light dancing, giving you illumination.
She'll take a deep breath, and as she steps in, she will say, "Soldiers!"
Your voice would boom through this stone hall. The acoustics are resonant. But you would see that the companies of animated armor would not move in the slightest, nor would any of them along the walls. However, the two facing the rest, slightly above them, would crane their helmets as they would look at you with empty helms, expectantly, but don't outright say anything.
My name is Dagny Silverhide. I am of Cartographer Patrol 26, and I fight for the living. I would like to ask you questions so that we may better find your commander.
Our knowledge is limited. You will need to ask the right questions.
Did Theodosius frequent two other places within the Rotwaters?
His whereabouts were not for us to know.
You're only limited to this location, then.
We are limited to his will, the creator Theodosius. We do not recognize the authority of anyone else.
Understood. Do you know if there's a way that is a path, a clear path to the other bastions within the Rot Waters?
The knowledge of the other bastions are not disclosed to foot soldiers. This is for protective measures.
Oh. I'm assuming the ones that are standing at attention are foot soldiers, but you seem to be of a higher rank.
Our designation is to coordinate the companies along their travels, to keep the many in unison in their trials of combating the undead.
What knowledge do you have of the artificers?
We are not keepers of intelligence. Our only purpose is to protect those which we coordinate, to make the most advantageous judgment call in the field. Little else is needed to fulfill our duties.
She'll kind of look off and see this tomb here, and she'll just stand on the steps here to approach. Is this a tomb here?
Those are holding cells. Valued targets, prisoners of war, bargaining chips.
Do you know who they are?
Who they may have been is irrelevant. They are corpses defiled by necromancy, and thus an enemy to be destroyed.
If someone were to attempt to open these tombs, you would have to destroy them.
If they have breached containment, you would have little choice. The ones guarding would take action, but be wary, for they are also set to take action against those who tamper with the holding cells.
Understood. And she'll kind of approach and see this little area where they're standing. The altar behind you. Does it have a different purpose?
Its function is not for us to know.
Only Theodosius would know.
What more can you tell us about Theodosius? What's he look like? What race is he?
He is the creator. He is the one who controls us alone. Many follow him, and his ideologies on combating those which destroyed his home. He perfected the practice that gave us Eminent.
Your master was an artificer.
He wore many titles, but that was the most prominent.
How long has your unit been stationed here?
Time is of irrelevance to us. We cannot keep it beyond the scope of several days. It is beyond our comprehension.
Judging by the state of the room, would I be able to guesstimate how old it is?
Roll investigation as you would scan the room.
Nice. 24.
This place is old. arguably ancient. You think that the construction of this place may have taken place long before the genocide. And as for all of these animated armored soldiers standing at attention, they very well could have been here since the end times. Created to receive instruction, but instruction never came. You can see that there is dust that is coating most of them. A lot of their armor has been widely corroded and rusted. It seems though the ones in charge speaking to you are more resistant to these properties, but even they show their signs of age. Not much has happened here in a long time.
I'll ask. Has your unit seen combat?
We have not.
I naturally assume some information on the enemy has been imparted upon you. At the very least, to aid in your tactics and decisions, yeah?
That is correct.
What information do you have on the undead Sinidre?
We do not recognize the name, but if it is undead, we will kill it with extreme prejudice.
Well, he resides within the Stillborn Moons. Do you know where that is?
We do not.
Of course not.
We believe this Sinidre to be an incomplete lich of sorts. Does that designation yield any more information?
It does not. We are weapons of war, little much else.
So based on what I know, before the genocide, I'm probably looking at about 200, 300 years, maybe?
As for the construction of this place, you think so, yeah. Given the genocide was around 120 years ago, and the construction of this little stronghold area predates that, so that's accurate.
Oh, it's definitely pre-genocide.
We noticed
Armored.
some recent undead entering this bunker. We have reason to believe that attacks might become more frequent. However, to inform you of such a thing, I would need to know this prisoner of war you have stored here. Did he carry a tome of sorts on his person?
We do not recognize your authority.
Right, you only recognize the authority of Theodosius, right. And yet you know of nothing of outside of this hold, and you don't really retain any information beyond a few days.
That is correct. Information on our prisoners is sensitive information.
Something only Theodosius would know. So, that stands to question. Is there another way to contact him, if possible? You didn't really give us any information on what Theodosius looked like. If you are able to describe him effectively to me, I may be able to contact him.
The Maker, Theodosius, was a well-aged dwarf beyond his years. One adorned in devices unique to him of his own creation. With one natural remaining eye, and another which he created to substitute the loss of the other.
Can you describe the eye to me?
The eye was of a glass bead containing an arcane imprint from within, gifting him the sight
kind of like an Estrazai. Interesting. See, light skin, dark skin. What color was his hair?
Of lighter skin tone, given his time under the mountain citadel. His hair would be remnant to his beard. Aged gray, with faint traces of copper.
Gray with traces of copper.
There is a probability that this Theodosius is deceased. If you were to receive, well, confirmation of that fact, what would happen then? Who would authority fall to?
There is no contingency. We only answer to Theodosius. If he is not present, no action will be taken.
So all knowledge and any control of this army dies with him.
That is correct.
Would you know if you're the only regiment of his army, or no?
It is unlikely.
So... Alright. Okay, we're going to try this. And, she'll kind of look towards the center of this altar. Have her, her cane before her, and sort of so she can sort of see, like, the glass marble within the dragon's head on her cane. And we'll sort of picture in her mind a well-aged dwarf with an artificial glass eye, light skin tone, bald with a beard that is gray with traces of copper. And she's going to attempt to cast Sending.
All right.
I keep forgetting you can do that.
Ping Sending for me just so I can... Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Roll Arcana as you're doing this.
Yes. $18.
You would expend the spell slot and would cast Sending. As you concentrate as much as possible on the image of this dwarf, taking into context all that he's created here and everything you've heard about him, and you would feel your spell would wave across the auric field of Helios, and after a long while, it would ultimately fizzle out and fail. And based on how you were feeling into the spell, how it searched for its target and was unsuccessful, you can deduce that there is no valid target within range, meaning that he could be dead or in unreachable state. Either way, he's not on this plane of existence and alive, that's for sure.
Interesting. Well, I didn't make a connection, so that only tells me one of two things. Either he is not on this plane of existence, or he has expired. So, in the event we do find some indication that Theodosius is dead, what would it take for you to recognize that Theodosius is no more? Do I need to bring a piece of him, or something that belonged to him that only he can carry?
You're asking this to the animated armor here?
Didn't we just
I am.
ask that? I kind of asked that question. Didn't they already answer that?
Yeah. But it would reply.
Confirming the death of the Maker would change none of our directives. This was a failsafe, as we come to understand it.
Very stupid failsafe, alright. Well, if anything, any way to change your way of artifice and get around your failsafe is definitely beyond my scope. Rin would definitely know what to do. But they're not here, so we'll have to make do. And she will step down. I suppose the only course of action we can take is to continue northwest.
Right. Well, I suppose we better head off and leave them to their vigil here.
Yes. As you were, soldiers. She will walk away.
Dismiss, while all of this is happening, roll perception.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, given what you are, you would feel that there is, as mentioned, a presence, quite a strong one, that's coming from the inside of this sarcophagus, as would you feel one coming from the other side of the room. And you just can't help but get a strange itch from it. It's kind of a curious feeling. It's not quite one that you felt before. Almost as if there is something that is from within, almost pining to get out. As if something is faintly calling to you. If it weren't for you calmly observing, you may not have even noticed it at all. But you do feel that faint connection. It almost feels as if something from beyond your understanding is subtly trying to nudge you in some way. And based off your high roll, it's almost as if you get this strange feeling that perhaps you're being watched, or maybe influenced, as if there's something not there that is trying to pressure you. You think that this may have something to do with a figure of significant power. Perhaps the Lich? You're not quite sure. But it just doesn't sit quite right with you.
Yeah, I'll pause and look back at it before kind of shaking it off and continuing.
And
What
while
is
that's
it?
going... Oh, sorry, I'm going to interrupt for a second.
Oh.
While that's going on, Nadira, are you doing anything in particular over near the entrance while all that's going on? You can hear the conversation, by the way. It's a bit muffled and it's echoing through the cave, but you can definitely tell that they are conversing with those animated figures.
I'm mostly just trying to rack through my brain and begrudgingly trying to go through my memories as to why this place is familiar and feels familiar. And, you know, as much as I'd love to sequester it, just not do so, because clearly they're looking for something, and maybe remembering what I know could help.
Ah. Okay. Roll history with advantage.
Great. I have to remember how to do that.
On your sheet, you'll see all your different abilities on the left.
And just click history twice.
No.
Yeah, that'll work.
Or, yeah,
Okay.
that could, if you don't want to do the plus sign thing.
Fine thing. Okay. I'll just do it twice. Whoops. Oh, not better.
Oh no.
Yeah.
From what you can recall, it's hazy even now. You're not sure if you just have genuinely forgotten over time, or if perhaps your memory decided to suppress whatever you knew about this place. you would know that
Oh yeah.
at one
Ah.
point you've been here before, and this place was in a much different configuration from the first time that you had set foot in here. This used to be a area of study, as though a small research facility of sorts. And the way that they had created this place was very intentionally done to say that being in here has a lot more magic potency than your typical other random place that you would otherwise choose to go. You think that experimentation done here is bolstered in some way. You would last remember there being an arrangement of desks and almost like a mimicry of a small area of research. All of that has been long swept away in favor of turning this place into some sort of staging ground for a small autonomous army and means for protecting it. A total 180 of purpose.
Would I know or remember other locations similar to this, given what it was originally used for?
Given everything and your roles, you do know that other
probably not.
places do in theory exist, but you don't know how to get there, and you've never visited those places personally before.
Just know they exist. Okay.
Yes. And as for Cobweb, who I'm assuming is here,
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Right.
you had taken a step out alongside Vishanti, following V, as he has his hands clasped behind his back and he seems to be staring outwards into the forest. He's seemingly taken a moment to cool down, given he was rather heated moments ago. And I'll say for brevity's sake that you do get the assurance from him that he's fine, he just essentially needs a moment. Looks like the pressure's starting to get to him.
Yeah, alright. Build a bridge and get the fuck over it. And he slaps him on the leg. Doing a 180 and heading back inside.
You would do so.
Can I move through this? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Distance,
No.
you alright?
Odd question. Did you happen to feel anything coming from those tombs while we were in there?
No.
Well, I have an idea, but whatever's in those tombs, they ain't as dead as I'd like them to be. Could feel them reaching out, calling almost.
You?
A bit, yeah. I imagine that's what brought those undead in the entrance that weren't here before. They're giving off some kind of siren's call that's drawing them.
Okay. Do I have any knowledge of any undead that are able to call from the grave?
Just by grazing your thoughts, having faced all of this undead recently, there's nothing really explicit that comes to mind, but you would ultimately have your thoughts fall onto a creature which you know has had a similar demonstration of power, the Grave Baron, who seems to have a receptiveness to all of the bodies within the rot waters. You think that a being like that, in proximity to whatever's in those tombs, is going to be a recipe for disaster.
We need to go. We need to move. Now.
I believe this passage was open?
It is.
Can't get through
Cobweb.
it. Door's stuck.
Cobweb.
Door's stuck.
What are you talking about?
The area here. Cobweb knocked it open.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
an idiot. I was trying to go for the wall.
No. Stupid. He's stupid.
Oh, before we go, could I pick up the shattered remains of one of the animated swords?
Yeah, you can get a shattered shards of a longsword.
Let's go.
Right. Alright, let's move.
Yeah. You guys figure anything out?
Not
Well-
as much as I'd like.
Those automatons, they were purposely not given enough information as a failsafe by their creator. Steps over the wire.
Yeah.
Same.
Alright, Madeira. We're in for a long journey, so be prepared.
It's already been long. Might as well just keep going.
It's a spirit.
Oh, Nadira,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a way of, like, just kind of covering up the entrance, like camouflaging it at all?
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Yeah, there are things in the swamp that I don't really want it to find the location of just yet.
I mean, that's fair. So can I kind of just essentially camouflage that we were ever here, like just hide things?
You're trying to seal this off?
Yeah. Well, not seal it. Well, I wouldn't seal it off because then we have to unseal it to get back in. But just disguise the fact that it had ever been breached.
You could put a big rock over there.
Rock will do.
Or something like that, I don't know.
Okay. Cobweb and Nadira's combined efforts. You would take some time, and Nadira, given your affinity for nature, you would be able to easily unravel vines and weave together sticks and various pieces of the local flora to kind of weave something of a cover net over here. And Cobweb, you would do well to find some big stones nearby to roll them into place to essentially make the entrance a lot more narrow, giving more effectiveness to the cover. And after a good 10 or so minute effort, you have yourselves a very convincing shroud that is obfuscating most of the entrance.
Wonderful. All right. So,
Suppose that'll do for now. We need more info. And I suppose the only way to do that is find more of them old bunkers.
we initially went off to the north, but I mean, we're gonna have to try going north if we want to try and get ahead of this. I don't know if he's still lurking around.
Who are you guys running from?
Oh, there's a very aggressive undead that has been following us.
Intelligent, too.
Has the ability to raise the undead that litter these swamps.
Lovely. And instead of hiding, you're going looking for more?
Not more. We're trying to find the other bastions within this swamp. We've been told there are.
I'll give you the quick version of events here.
I would
We
love
got
that.
2 goals right now.
Great.
There's an undead that's incomplete. It needs a tome, book of some kind to finish its vile transformation, so it can unleash itself upon the world and leave its lair. We gotta find that book and get it as far away from this place as possible, or destroy it if we can. Because sooner or later, that thing is gonna get what it wants unless we intervene. It's a
No
threat
pressure.
to all life. As for you, what was your team doing here? What was your mission?
It's complicated. And full of, like I said, things I've been trying to sequester for a very, very long time.
All right.
Such as?
Watching everybody I love die in this whole genocide and not knowing if anybody has survived. My friends, my family, even the patrol I was with before I came here.
But you were
Just all
transported
been-
here.
I was
would, like,
transported.
He tugs on his collar. He's just like, oh, jeez.
Where were you
It's
just
heavy.
before?
I was exploring school that is south of here that clearly you guys knew nothing about.
No, no, this is new to us.
I believe you mentioned the rest of your team was teleported as well somehow.
Somehow, somewhere. I clearly don't know where they went and why we got separated. We all kind of split and run in different directions. I don't know where any of them are.
How many
If they
were a part of your team?
small handful of us, it was kind of a small mission that we sort of knew was probably going to be suicide, but quite frankly, we all lost a lot. What more was there to lose?
4 or 5 of you then?
Just about.
Yeah, there were 5 in total. You would know.
Well, the way I see it, we need information, and I imagine you want to find the rest of your team. Yeah?
It would be nice to know they're at least alive.
South then?
I would suggest checking out that library. See if we can find any info. And see if we can find out what teleported nonsense and how it works, or maybe where they were sent for the rest of your team. See if we can find them, bring them back into the fold, safe and sound.
Possible. Maybe there's someone who actually managed to map the Rot Waters.
Well, anybody who's familiar with this area probably could have done that. I mean, it was all part of... I mean, this certainly was the outskirts of what I would call campus, but even still, this is certainly further than I've ever traveled, even studying here all that time ago.
Then let's put it to a vote. All those in favor of going to the south towards this university, raise your hand. Dagny will raise hers.
Yeah, I'll throw up a hand too.
Sure, why not? I like books.
There are certainly monsters. Just so you're
Yeah,
aware.
I
There's a
like
reason we
those
ran.
too.
Okay.
So that's an agreement from you then, Nadira?
Best way to deal with your memories is to face them, right?
And Dagny will look towards Vishanti.
Vishanti is still staring off, but eventually would look back over and shrug his shoulders. This one's at a loss. Wherever is good, I guess. I suppose. This one's head hurts.
Majority rules. We head south.
And correction, it is north. Way north.
Oh,
Sorry.
You lied to me.
You are you are south from your previous destination. The destination you were is north.
North?
I may have
It is
have
north.
worded that wrong.
You stole it.
You worded that very wrong. Even when
Yeah.
we first talked about it, you said south.
You went south. It is north from here, but whatever.
okay.
Yeah, cover thy tracks.
Okay, retcon. We head north.
We'll go north.
We head north.
I did want to address Nadira.
Yeah.
From the way you're talking about things, I imagine you lived in the area before heading to Highshire.
I did. Before the genocide, I studied at the school that we're about to go tramp through the ruins of. So it's, I was much younger then, but, we all went to learn, and then the genocide happened and everything changed.
I see. Well, This must be a shitty homecoming, huh?
Certainly is.
Right. If we're going to make good time and try and outrun the Grave Baron, best get moving.
Let us move. French.
Yep.
All right, and I presume with that, everyone is heading back off into the Rotwaters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give your DM a second. Holy shit.
Come on, B-Man. You had like 2 whole weeks to prep this.
Listen. No.
Don't be a hard ass. Come on.
It's sarcasm, don't worry.
Mm.
There you go. It's not nighttime anymore.
Why is it nighttime?
Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime.
It's time for Betty Bye. As soon as the sun hits me, I burst into flames.
All right. And everyone would begin their trek, as I imagine you're going for a more direct north trajectory.
Yeah. I suppose just kind of working orders here as we're traveling is if Shanti ain't opposed, he could do his usual thing of using his super sped to make false tracks heading in random directions every now and again to throw off our physical trail.
He would do so, and off he would zoom as he's once again using his agility to the advantage of everyone as he darts forward. And bear in mind, using your tools as cartographers, you would know that going north was very much the direction that you previously went the first time, which ultimately led you to the swamp center among the stillborn moons. Are you intending to take a similar path and passing by those again in a slingshot north, or are you going to meander to the west to avoid the area entirely?
I'd say let the local lead us for the most efficient route, you know?
Hmm.
Because they were talking a big game about being able to traverse this super easy.
You're talking about Vishanti?
No,
No,
Nadira.
Nadira.
No, me.
Oh, Doi.
But
All right.
Shanti was from here too? Oh my god!
Oh no.
He's an undead in disguise. I stab him.
Mm.
So, Nadira is going to be trying to steer the way. I see.
Steer the way. My navigation is
right.
terrible, so this will be great.
So, it is becoming immediately clear to you that your time in this area from long ago, you widely use the teleportation methods to get from here to there. The trek that you're intending to make from here back towards the university is not one you've actually made, but you have a good idea of the lay of the land. Let's see. I believe this would be a survival check for navigation, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Yeah,
So I,
that's
Yeah.
so I click survival.
Yep.
That I can do.
To see if you can get your bearings. You have a pretty decent
worse.
idea. Yeah. And you're using the tools of the cartography trade to your advantage here, as you know that to really get back there, you're going to go for more of a northeast trajectory, at least until you pass out of the Rotwaters. So with that, you would get a pretty decent direction, would lead the party, off everyone would go, and Vishanti would scout ahead. And it is very much the same trajectory as before. Everyone can roll perception as you begin moving through the swamp.
Team.
All right.
There he goes. 13.
I'm going to roll for Vishanti. 16, 14. Okay. You would begin your travels. And a good 20 minutes of trudging along these waters, you would begin to walk. And quickly you would leap from land bit to land bit, much like the previous. And slowly but surely, you would exit out of the greenery into the more familiar and more foreboding area surrounding the Rotwater markers.
Somewhat better familiar sight.
Oh.
You would see Vishanti once again, having circled back to you, would dart out in the direction again and would begin to climb a tree and would get a good 30 feet up to get a survey of the best route to take through the swamps. And you would see him leap and very suddenly pause as a stark difference in the previous motions he was making previously. He would suddenly go still. And you swear you can see the fur on him begin to stand on end. And he would look back towards all of you with this wide-eyed look.
Vishanti, what do you see?
He would hunch his head down a little bit and would cuff his hands together to try to whisper, yell out to you. Do you guys feel that too?
I'm gonna try and figure out what he feels. Do I
It's a
sense
little
anything?
human. What do you mean?
You guys would stand there not feeling much of anything, but a few moments would pass, and very suddenly the sensation would wash over each of you as the air would very suddenly go chill. And a familiar, unsavory chill would go down all of your spines.
To cover.
Yeah. Into the grass.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and hide and climb up a bit if possible.
All right. Everyone's trying to take a defensive position, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth rolls from everyone, as Vishanti would do much of the same. All right. Just a moment.
Fucking cobweb.
Let's see how you did.
Oh yeah, shouldn't you have disadvantage too, cobweb?
I have no clue.
You weren't hit
Oh,
round,
I
yeah.
forgot I could cast that spell. I should have done that.
So that trace?
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't say anything though.
I totally forgot I had it.
You'll get the hang of it.
All right.
Oh my god.
Just give me a moment. I was not expecting to prepare a board like this. There it is. That'll do.
Oh, Mr. Krabs.
I imagine Cobweb's just like plastered against a tree trying to hide in plain sight.
Yeah, you're doing your best work here. You're not really sure how sufficient it is, but everyone would duck down and would get to a nearby tree as Vishanti would kind of scuttle along the tree that he himself is among, trying not to make too much noise.
The grotto.
Into the grotto.
Grotto.
I don't know why that isn't playing. Whatever. That'll work. All right. Hoping everyone can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone would take their defensive positions, trying to get down among the rot and muck as best as they can given the circumstances. And there would be a long, tense stillness. And you would wait. And very suddenly, with a loud splashing coming from right here, you would see that the green film would suddenly part as something would stand up. And begins taking its first steps. As if to proceed in a random direction, but would suddenly stop. And it would crane its neck in a general direction. It would stop looking in this particular direction for just a moment.
Can I prepare an action to shove him if he comes within 5 feet?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a roll.
Don't touch me.
It would hold this position for several tense moments. And before long, you would see it begin to take its step towards the tree when its concentration is broken yet again, as there's an even louder sound of many bodies raising themselves from the muck just over to your left.
Oh, fuck.
Vishanti would spot it first, but it would come within eyeshot of everyone else. The person responsible for this has made themselves revealed, as he would take his own step forward, and he's gonna roll too. You would see him calmly take several steps and would stop right around here, as he too would give a similar wide swath. The tension in the air is so palpable, you swear you could cut it with a butter knife. But you would see him take a few steps over this way. The first one to rise would brush just past your tree over this way. And these guys began to shamble right along here. I'm gonna do one more little thing. Let's see. Oh, you guys are so lucky.
I believe this is what we call brushing dicks.
As this group would slowly make their way over here, the bandaged corpse would continue south. And you would see the grave baron would disappear behind this particularly large tree. And there's footsteps in multiple directions, but you're really not sure where he just went. You would, however, have line of sight as the 3 undead would go off. The one to the south would go off as well. And all of the stirring that had been created by the dead is gone. However, you still feel cold, and there's still a chill among your spines. but nothing's happening at the moment. Leaving you all free to act if you choose to do so.
I'll just sort of whisper to Dismas. What is he doing? Why is he doing this? Get some sort of sick pleasure out of feeling our fear?
Probably.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's not just our humanity. It's our fear, too. Can't just stay here stalemated forever. We gotta move.
Alright. I'm gonna book it north. See if I can get its attention.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Then what? Like you said, we can't just sit here.
Say we move as slowly as we can, as quietly as we can. Towards Vishanti. We catch some sort of glimpse of him, then we book it.
Fine. Let's get going then. Let's all start creeping stealthily.
Roll stealth.
Yep.
Oh, should I just
Can I
go
cast
off?
Pass Without a Trace now?
You can.
Okay.
Should I just go off the last roll? Because that hasn't been broken yet? I thought that was-
It would be a new stealth roll because it is a new action. That was
Okay,
to
well,
hide.
I
This is
cast
to
Without a
move
Trace on
carefully.
everybody.
Okay.
Ping the spell.
How do I click it?
You hit the dice
The
icon,
dice icon.
and
I
you
can
expect.
do
Yeah, it'll cast it.
that. Cast
Let's
it.
go.
Second level. Cast spell. Oh, okay. Well, we'll do it this way then.
Do you have a second level spell
There we go.
slot remaining?
She should.
Why didn't it do the thing? Oh, I have to click it.
Wait, hold up.
No way to
Did,
get Vishanti in it.
did
No.
you use up? I'm looking at your sheet. Did you use up all 3 of your second level spell slots?
That shouldn't be the case. She only cast
I
one
don't-
spell.
Yeah, I don't think I did. But I was clicking buttons, so
Maybe when she was pinging spells, it popped.
I may have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna set it to 2 here.
Okay. I was clicking buttons. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
No
fine.
worries.
How dare you?
Wow. Okay, that's pretty fucking good. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a plus 10 to all those stealth rolls.
So,
Very nice.
I
All
got
right.
31. Cobweb's got a 29.
I'll roll again.
18.
19.
Thank God. 16. 19.
19.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You would see the incantation from Nadira manifest, and you would see that there is this sparkly, wispy essence that would wisp around your legs, and your movements become all but completely silent, giving you a tremendous advantage. Go ahead and show me some movements.
All right. Let me throw you some numbers.
Yeah. And try and stay away from the water, because remembering what that hell was like.
I think that's a tree, so I'm not gonna go that direction.
You go this way.
Vishanti would slink down the tree and kind of peers over the edge. What's the
What?
plan?
What do you mean, what's the plan? We're dicking it. Get down here.
Be quiet.
Cobweb. Let's see. What's your passive?
Oh boy. It's 14, I think.
Hey, that's pretty good. It would be enough to notice that there's some unusual bubbling that is coming from the section over to your left. I can't ping for some reason.
This
yeah.
one right here.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
and
Move.
the film here is a lot less apt than in other areas. And the brief moment that you're looking over there, you can definitely see that there's something in there.
Kill.
It doesn't appear to have noticed you.
Holy fucking shit. Okay.
Quietly.
God, he's almost as big as me. And he's going to attempt to climb up this little hill here.
All right. And I presume everyone is heading as far away as they can. Why can't I ping? What is this?
Wait, do you have something deselected? Or
I don't know. I just magically lost the ability to ping. You'll love to see it. Oh well. Anyways, out of that grotto you would go. And the cold sensation is beginning to wane just a bit. But you don't feel like you're completely out of danger yet. But
Right.
you're free to act as you see fit, as off in the distance you can see the familiar glow of the Rotwater markers.
Right. Let's keep moving.
Hey, I can ping again. That's awesome.
Mhm.
All right. Describe your movements to me. Are you moving stealthily, quickly? What's the idea?
I would say until that cold feeling kind of passes by, we should just keep moving stealthily.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fair enough.
Like that spell lasts for an hour, so we should take advantage of it.
Ah,
Mm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it lasts for an hour, so do not jip us our sneaky time.
Mm.
very well done. And maintaining your sneaky time you would, as you would take full advantage of Pass Without Trace. As even in the occasional steps that you take that splishy splash on little soggy bits of mud and water, there is almost no sound that is made. Vishanti is being particularly careful with his movements, given that he was not affected by the spell, but is taking to the higher ground, dancing among the trees to try to keep two eyes wide open, especially after that very close call.
He is the Lorax. He speaks for the trees.
Mhm.
Pretty much. It would be an additional half hour's travel using the markers as a point of reference, as you know that they are aligned in a trail. And eventually, the thick mist would begin to lessen. The trees would slowly part as you would come up towards higher ground that inclines higher and higher, as you would find yourself at the base of a familiar cliff that descends roughly 150 feet down, giving you an overview of the swamp's center once again.
Swoop.
Well,
The chill among your backs has subsided for now, at least so you think. And the way forward looks as clear as day, as you have something of a vantage point up here before descending down into the center swamp.
I will look to Nadir and say, I doubt any of this is familiar to you.
Yeah, it certainly didn't look like this.
Is the valley at least familiar?
The valley, it does. It's just, I can feel as we get closer, just something in the back of my head saying, "Don't do it." But clearly, you're looking for something. Clearly, I need to face something. So I'm just gonna ignore it.
Well, In our first travels here, there was a town we came across. There was a church that seemed to dedicate itself to the worship of many gods before the
Genocide,
dis
I believe, is the word you're looking for.
yeah, yes, it was before the genocide. It was a stark divide of ideologies, apparently, which
Hmm.
caused a lot of infighting, namely to do with necromancy.
Well, and necromancy's always been a touchy subject amongst everybody. Scholars and regular people and religion, and I remember the people when I was studying, the ones that wanted to look into things like necromancy and darker magic certainly weren't easy to get along with. So, nothing's changed. Except now a lot more people are dead for it, so I guess they got what they wanted.
Hmm. So,
Well, we might as well just keep pushing forward. Gotten this far.
yep. Let's go.
Lead on.
Yeehaw!
And onwards everyone would go as you descend down the steep cliff into the heart of the Rot Waters, approaching the Stillborn Moons. And I'd like to take a little 10-minute break at this point, if that's cool with everybody.
Yee.
Fine by me.
Sweet. All right.
Eh.
10 minutos. Reconvene at 9:33.
Yee. Mage ball. Nice. First time you actually finished your food.
Soup. Don't you fucking sniffle at me.
Blame my allergies.
Moda is a smelly, stinky, filthy, ugly gobbo. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Loving plastic is fantastic. Come on, Barbie, let's go, Barbie. Oh, well.
Did you see that DVD clip that I put in the Pippis chat? Goat?
What?
Did you see the DVD clip that I put in the Pippis chat?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really hope he ends up the killer. That'd be fucking hilarious.
It'd be funny if he ends up as both. He can do both. We've seen it.
See, I'm an actor. I could be a killer and survivor. .33, and the bitch man has yet to appear.
Shut up! I'm doing stuff.
I cry.
All right, do we have everybody here?
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1 second. All right. And so everyone would continue having made their way down into the lower hearts of the Rotwaters in full view of the stillborn moons as you would continue northeast more so. And it would be more so in the direction of this trajectory as you're going to the east of the lower moon. As Nadira, using her best navigational judgment, would take you on a deviant path from the one you had taken previously. And one more round of perception rolls as everyone is trudging along.
Perception. Nice.
Cobweb, like half in the soup. I can't say shit.
Can't see shit.
No, the grass is too tall. That's all it is.
Nice.
Mm.
All right. And so, everyone would continue. Vishanti, taking the helm and making a perception check of his own, would have the forefront as he rolls a 17. Pretty good. 30 minutes of travel would pass, and it's relatively quiet. Until you see Vishanti in a similar fashion would be up in a tree and would suddenly stop in his tracks given his very fast and rapid movements as he is staring down something peculiar looking off towards your west. And in a similar fashion from a phenomenon you've observed previously, you would spot, as you all would follow what he's staring at, in the far distance, you would see 3 humanoid shapes shambling in the fog, around 100 or so feet away from your current position. They seem to be moving south, not directly towards you, but they're definitely visible. Given their shambling, they appear to be undead.
Well, at least they're not headed towards us. Let's keep moving.
onwards you would go. And as everyone would turn their sights back towards the northeast trajectory, you would see that there are some resembling shapes in the fog ahead of you, ones that resemble foundations and buildings. This looks like quite a departure from the previous settlement that you had encountered that was among the rotten waters. This appears to be stationed on top of something of a plateau, and just from this distance, around 250 feet off, you can see that there is a myriad of box-like shapes that would denote that there's looks like some form of ruins, and a taller circular shape that almost looks like something of a small castle. Looks like the remnants of civilization.
Castle.
This the place, Nadira?
This is it.
Actually, if you're asking if you're asking whether or not this is Claymore University, Nadira,
Yeah.
it's not anywhere in the Rot Waters. It is far, far north, and I can DM you the exact trajectory.
Location? Perfect.
Yeah, you know that you probably have about maybe 2 days worth of travel to get to it.
Do I recognize the town or the remnants of it?
You do not recognize this.
Lovely. More dead things. What is my computer doing? Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, the option to proceed into this ruins of civilization lay before you, but there's plenty of path to go around should you choose to do so. The decision is ultimately yours to make.
What do you think?
What is the time right now? I guess, is it getting close to nighttime yet?
Mid-afternoon.
Okay. I mean, at this point, we don't have much to go on, and it's very clear the Graveyard is looking for us. If we happen to pass by it again, we'll definitely look. I say we keep moving.
Yeah, because if we stick around and loot the place, then we're almost definitely gonna get spotted. Because the odds are good that there are corpses in there.
Yeah. But then again, this might be the only shelter off in this direction before we hit that university.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Maybe it's just me, but I'd like to get out of here as quick as possible. But I would also, even more than that, I would not like to walk at night in this swamp. Not never again. So we shacking up?
Vishanti would come bounding as he leaps off a tree and lands before the party. This one can see into the nearby ruins. It looks like a lot like the last one that we had gone to. Perhaps things to take, but I don't know if it's a good idea to stay in one spot. This one's hair stands on end when that thing comes after us. But this seems to be the only real pit stop to potentially get something useful, just like the last place. I'd say it's worth a look.
Alright then.
Hopefully we might find more info before we hit it.
Right.
Alright, I guess we're checking it out.
Yep.
Alright. Everyone is unanimously deciding to head towards the ruins among the fog. All right. And off you would go. You are free to move your tokens as you see fit. Hopefully the map is working as intended.
Yes. Approach over here and open the door.
Is there an actual door there? It's not blocked
No,
by anything.
there's no doors throughout any of this. They are long off their hinges and rotting among the dirt. Everything here appears to be overgrown and disheveled. This looks as if at one point it was a holding place for a wide range of scrolls, perhaps somewhere to keep lore and intelligence. As Dismas and Dagny would step in, there's the foul scent of mildew and rotting paper. At one point, this may have been something of a pseudo-library, maybe some sort of record keeping. You can see there's a desk here with a series of chairs that are woven together through vines growing in and out them, as well as a series of giant cobwebs. Not the green cobweb, the other kind of cobweb.
Yeah, I did want to give a look towards the ceiling. See if there's any arachnid friends who have decided to make a home here.
You would take a look around and you would find that there's not much ceiling left. There's a couple splintered 2x4s, but for the most part, the sky is open.
I want to duck down too and check beneath the table. Make sure there's not a corpse under there.
You would look, and you would see there is signs of litter. Some dried, decaying leaves. Some little spots of rot, which you can't denote what exactly it is, but nothing pleasant all the same. Some mushrooms that are growing out of said little mounds of rot. Off in the corner, you can see there's some particularly large red-capped mushrooms that are of interest. You're not sure if they have any practical applications to them, but they're definitely a highlight among the other instances of rot in here. But no immediate signs of danger.
I'm gonna try and pull one of these scrolls at random, see how intact it is.
You would pluck one of these awful-looking scrolls, and you would see that it looks completely succumb to mold and decay. If there was any intelligible text on here, it has been long lost to the forces of nature. It's mossy, and you feel like if you try to open this, it's just going to disintegrate in your hands. At least this one.
Are there any chests or drawers a part of these bookshelves or desk?
Roll investigation as you search the room.
Yeah, I imagine if anything were to survive, there'd be something in there. 7.
Can I look among the scrolls and see if there's anyone that's like arcanely intact?
You may roll investigation as well as you search various parts of the room for intact scrolls.
22.
Curiously, both of you would arrive at the same point of interest. On the far side of the desk, there is a series of cabinets, and they are very much locked. The lock has been long corroded to age, and again, the forces of nature doing their work, but it seems secure enough. If you were to get this open, perhaps you may both find what you're looking for.
Alright. I'll give it a go with my thieves' tool so I don't fucking break whatever's inside.
Give a thieves' tools check.
Alright.
You stick it in there, and the force alone seemed like enough to corrode the remains of at one point what was tumblers, as it would disseminate and disintegrate, and what was left of a workable lock, if you can call it that, is now just a small indentation that is filled with rusted particles. This lock is destroyed.
Alright. is there a way I can get a good grip on the drawer? With my
Well, yes, there's a nice wrought iron handle, but of course, with a thorough tug on it, it is locked tight.
Alright, I want to grab a hold of the handle, brace my leg against the desk, and just fucking try and heave and yank it with all my might.
Roll strength.
Just pure strength.
Come on, baby.
Oh my god.
You give it a firm tug with all your strength, and with the strong hand that you have, something's got to give, and something does give. It's the handle, and it comes clean off.
Well, of course. Alright, doing this the long way then. I'll try and take the time, I'm actually gonna take a bit, to try and pry with a knife to get this thing open.
You imagine this is going to take some time, but you think with enough persistence, you definitely can get this thing open. It's just a matter of patience and persistence.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
And as for Dagny, there wouldn't be any other, really, anythings as far as this desk goes, aside for some drawers which are to the far side, which are unlocked. And you would be able to sift through them and open them. And within, you would find 13 pieces of silver, which have been bitten with age, as these drawers are not as well secured as the other one. But it's curious. This little pile of silver has some pretty unique accent marks to it, depicting some faces you don't recognize. And what languages do you speak?
Let's take a look at my list. I speak Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
These are in Elvish, which is a departure from Highshire currency, which is in Common. Has this royal-looking Elvish profile depicted on it. Someone of a nobleman or royalty, perhaps? Maybe a god? 17 of those silver pieces, if I'm remembering my original number correctly.
You said 13.
13, excuse me.
Unique, so
Poop brain.
Unique elven crests and figures.
And there is a pretty much still usable set of calligraphy tools. It looks like this was some place of clerical purposes. As not like clerics as in divine magic, but more so for paperwork of the sorts.
Right.
There's a series of inkwells, all dried up long ago, quill pens, parchments, which, while aged, are still somewhat usable, and some paperweights, which have this elvish accent marks on them. Kind of a neat little set of trinkets, if anything.
Well, definitely got to pocket the parchment. Inkwells are dried up. Definitely taking the silver, and I'm going to take one of the paperweights, thinking maybe Nadira knows something about Elvish politics, maybe?
Perhaps. As you would collect those, as Dismas would begin to work his hands at getting this stubborn drawer open. Nadira, you are investigating a slightly different building with a series of wildly different furnishings. You would come across to see some well-decayed royal red carpets. There's a long destroyed piano which is cracked in half from its own weight, as a long-standing aspect of decay in the elements would have done its work on making it long unusable. You would see that there's these red mushroom caps, which are very bulbous and ripe looking for the picking. You're not quite sure what their applications could be, but they're definitely a highlight among all the other unremarkable senses of rot. As for this foyer you come into, you can see there are large cobwebs that are decorating much of this place. There's benches which are around in this semicircle formation, large chairs which have long decayed trinkets and discarded bottles, most of which are shattered into nothing. And most notably, you can see that there is an assortment of corpses, skeletons, that are coated with rots and moss. It looks like this place was home to a massacre at one point, and age has long overgrown this place. There is a parchment here, but there's a thick layer of moss which has seemingly been eating away at it. Hard to know if it's still legible.
Okay, I want to pick it up and try to gently, knowing the nature of moss, try to gently peel it away without damaging the integrity of the already ruined integrity.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Famous last words.
I use my fingers.
Use my fingy.
Sleight of hand.
Hey.
Oh, could be worse.
15. All right.
18.
Oh, excuse me.
Oi.
I just saw the raw thing them on everything. It looks like these are. I mean, it's still dirty. It's gonna take some time to really clean this up. But ironically, using your expertise of moss and the way that flora permeates, you're lucky to find something that looks like it had a element of protection to it. Whatever this was you think some kind of schematics. It's unintelligible in its current form, but you can see some carefully drawn lines and some sort of technical data off to the sides. This looks like something that could be useful if you were to keep at it and keep cleaning it up.
Fabulous. All right, I'm gonna put that carefully away. Is there anything notable about the bodies? I know they're kind of taken over, by nature at this point. But anything significant about them? Do they look like they're about to come back to life?
You would take a look and you would see that as far as a necromantic standpoint is concerned, which you do have experience in, there's little use in these corpses. They are bones that are being eaten away by nature, slowly returning to the soil. There's cracked ribs. Decapitation has definitely taken place in one or two of them. These, at one point at the site of their initial demise, was something incredibly grisly. A very powerful force definitely struck down these poor humanoids.
Can I collect some of the pieces of bone?
Absolutely. There's a good handful of mossy bones to be collected.
Great. I would like them. I'd also like to collect the red caps that are in the other room.
You would do so, as you would collect the red cap mushrooms.
Great.
And just at a glance, you can tell that in the right hands, with the right tools, this may have some properties to them which could prove useful, whether alchemical, medicinal, or otherwise. Definitely useful.
Fabulous. And do I see anything else significant in this room, or is it just like decay? Death and decay.
Roll investigation as you would make a thorough investigation of what's left of
low
here.
Intelligence? Yeah, no. Nah, brah.
Small think.
I see things. It's
You
raining. Great.
would look around and would think that, well, you've gotten most of what's useful here. If you
Great.
dawdle around for too long, you may be risking the party.
Hippity hoppity, this is not my property. Great. I will walk out.
Indeed. All right. Cobweb, you stepped into a particularly interesting looking room. As you can see, there are many long, rotten looking crates that are still solid despite their decay. On top of them are, at one point, might have been very sharpened and ready for use pickaxes that have been corroded due to age. Despite this, they're still in one piece, and you think with careful hand and care, maybe they could be useful once again. There's a broken battle axe discarded on the center of the room, which you're not really sure why that's here. A lot of these seem to be more practical tools, but that just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. You would look to the far end of the room, and your eyes would widen as you can see among the overgrowth. There's some sparkles of interest, as you can see that there are indeed some very nice looking rocks of some kind, perhaps crystals. There's all manners of yellow and blue and white, and there is a series of cobwebs, not you, the natural cobwebs, that are overgrown over this pot that has a similar shiny appeal to them.
Cobweb clutches his chest and braces himself against the wall. Oh my god. It's so shiny. He's going to attempt to pick... about how big on average are they?
They are about the size of your head, and as you would go to try to inspect one, you would find that it is very heavy. These crystals probably weigh a good 50 pounds apiece.
Can I try to tell what it is? What the material is?
Roll investigation as you inspect the room.
Boy.
Eat them. They look like gushers.
Oh,
I rolled a 0.
Oh my god, a -1.
Yep, that is for sure a rock.
It's a really cool rock.
the
Not
shiny
just a
rock.
boulder.
It's a rock.
Yes, thank you.
God damn it.
Pioneers used to ride these babies
I
for
was
days.
about to say, yeah. Okay.
You are...
Cobweb is going to take the big old heavy football-sized crystal, or he's going to find the biggest, shiniest one.
Yeah, you're looking at this one, you would find one of the blue crystals that they look so pretty and shiny, and you're so enthralled by this, you can't help but just hold it in your hands. It's very heavy, but not heavy enough for you because you are strong. And you'd pick it up and wobble a little bit, but, not too much. Again, you're strong. And you're just sitting in admiration, trying to pry off the moss to get a better look at it, and you can't help but think that this is just so damn cool. Among all the rot, you found something neat. Who would leave something like this laying around? You're almost mesmerized. So mesmerized, in fact, that you, kind of lose yourself for a moment. And that is when you feel something very unpleasant raking your back. Let me make an attack here.
Okay.
Forbidden shinies.
This motherfucker's catching a crystal to the face.
What's your AC?
It's 16.
Fuck. As you would feel something graze your back, but not enough to actually do damage, as it would raise your clothes and armor, as there is someone else in the room with
God.
you.
Another wraith. Great.
He wants his sword back.
You
Oh,
motherfucker,
no.
these clothes are new!
As it appears that something manifested from the shattered crate that you failed to notice, being so enthralled by the shininess. As this thing would manifest, try to take an attack, but alas, you're just too strong. But there's an active threat before you.
Alrighty. He's catching a crystal to the dome piece. I'm just gonna fucking basketball dunk on him.
Make a improvised weapon attack.
Alrighty. Ooh. Ah!
Hey! That hits.
Bonk.
Nice.
Here we go. 5. as you would bonk this thing as it would recoil slightly. And you can see it has these spectral, ethereal, elongated skeletal fingers that have long since contorted into claws, as it does not take kindly to your transgressions, and would once again try to rake back at you, returning the offense. That is a 23.
Oh shit, that's sure gonna hit, yeah.
Okay, make a con save.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
Oh, jeez.
What the fuck? These are strong.
Hiya!
Hey.
Let's go.
You succeed, as you take 13 necrotic damage as you feel the cold touch of death would rake through your skin as you are chilled to your core. There we are.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So this guy is obviously not going down in one hit. I'm
No,
going
he
to...
looks quite strong. You can see by the wispy wrappings of this ethereal specter that he may in life have been someone of importance, although long corrupted to darkness. You can tell by the way that he is trying to almost block you off from further access to these riches that he may have been someone that was of incredible greed. You think that his loyalties ultimately lie with the spoils.
Fair enough.
I assume we
Okay,
don't hear this.
I'm going to bonus action, second wind. And let me roll that real quick.
Yeah, as far as Dagny and Dismas are concerned, you would hear coming from the other room a
Yeah, like, definitely stuffing the paperweight in the back of holding it, running.
Yeah. Do we roll for initiative or?
Yeah, sure. Let's roll for initiative at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody or just them?
I'll say you can too, as you would hear a commotion far off. Bit of a curious noise.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, just never roll above a 10.
Maybe you shouldn't have sucked. Let's see. How's this? Alright. Boop. 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 Alright. Nadira, you can hear that there is a sudden riffraff that is originating from over here, if I can ping that. And you would imagine that someone may have found trouble. Forgot to roll initiative for Vishanti, because he is also here.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's never here.
No.
Too busy fixing exploding chairs.
No tea, no shade. Oh god, that's far away. I would not be able to make it over there and do anything.
You could certainly sprint.
I could sprint. What does sprinting do? I've never done that.
So, as an action, you
Yeah.
double your movement.
Oh, so then it uses your action and your movement. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sprint, and that way it doubles. I'll use my action and my movement to get over there.
That gives you 70 feet of
70
movement, so
feet,
you can
yeah.
move right here.
Yeah.
Alright. Move you would. That is 70. That brings you there. Excuse the shit out of me.
Over here. Whee!
Oh, overshot it.
Too far.
That was my fault.
Thank
I was
you.
like, oh shit, I'm clicking. That brings us back to the Wraith, who is once again going to guard his riches even in death, as is getting an attack towards Cobweb for a 16 versus your AC. That is...
Yeah, it's...
Meets it, beats it, make a con save.
Oh, man. Alright, let's go.
So
Alright. Not bad.
You would pass, as you would take the 13 necrotic damage, as this thing would rake you along your shoulder as blood would pool. As this thing, for something incorporeal, sure has some sharp claws, as it seems to be fueled by hatred and envy.
No, don't touch me there. That is my no-no square.
Alright. And that brings us to Dagny, as you can hear that there is definitely some commotion going on the other side of the wall.
Right. Just gotta go ahead and start moving. 10, 20, 35, 40, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80. That's how far I get. That's my turn. It's all that movement.
Cobweb. This thing is guarding its riches.
Alright. It's time to figure out whose greed is fucking greater. I'm going to activate the mountain rune, and basically brace up against the wall and push out into his space in such a way to make him trip over the chest.
Now, remember, this is a wraith, and as the script, he does not have any legs. He is flying in the air.
Oh no! Okay. Shit. Alright, well I'll do Mountain Rune anyway. Just because the better strength. And I'm guessing I can't grapple him.
You can certainly try. As you grow in size in the room and push him over into the corner.
Okay. There's gonna be 2 attacks and a grapple.
Alright. Show me some rolls.
Yeah.
Throw me some numbers.
Ah!
Alright. Let's see how he does. Ah! 15 would hit. As he takes 10 damage.
And then for my... Yeah. And
that
then,
also hits.
And then plus 2d6. Oh. Bam.
Oh, nice.
God!
And then a grapple.
As you're beating the shit out of this thing. Alright. Go ahead and... It's a strength roll. Yeah.
Boop! Oh, advantage. Fuck. Alright, that's a little better. That's a little better. For sure.
So you take one of your big, meaty green hands and get a firm grapple on this thing.
I use my action surge. Can't really do nothing to him. Yeah, that's my turn.
Dismiss.
You said the roof was missing from this building, right?
Yes.
How tall is the wall?
20 feet up.
Alright, so I'll use 20 climb speed onto the top of the wall here.
Alright.
And does the other building have a roof?
No.
Okay. I suppose for the sake of this, I'm just gonna do a quick hop down across to
Alright.
over here.
And you can see the assailant.
Yeah, he's currently pinned down. I'll go ahead and... Oh no, he's sneezing at me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and slice into my wrist and use the blood to summon the xenomorphic tail.
Edgy.
Yeah. I listen to Linkin Park every day.
Oh my
Same.
god.
But yeah, I'll fucking skedaddle skedoodle crawl on all fours down the wall and cling to it. And I'm at pretty much 10 feet up and away, so I'm hitting with reach with the tail.
All right. Roll attack.
Also,
You're gonna land here. That hits.
yeah.
Oh my god!
Hey,
Let's
yo.
go, baby.
Throw me some numbers.
See.
All right, 24. As you would manifest a appendage made of your own blood that would quickly rend once and then twice as you would rend this thing in an X formation as its incorporeal form would disseminate against the wall as it would recoil in disgust. As it appears this thing is fueled by its own negative emotions and you would beat it almost nearly into submission. It's barely still hanging on to its form, if only just barely.
That's my goal.
Shanti, the fuck does this loser have? Let's see. 50 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, 45. As he will leap over Cobweb using his base movement. And he's gonna give a little stab. Let's see how he does.
So I stabbed.
What's its AC? 1 hits. Plus this damage. A mere 7. As he gets a good jab in him, but it's still up, if only just barely. Nadira.
He's 45 feet from me. Can't do what I want to because of all you bitches around him.
Get fucked.
Sorry.
You're too
I'm built to
fat.
be in the way.
And I can't get up to him with my movement, and I don't want to waste my shit. Can I do anything from a distance? I don't think so.
Wait,
You can shoot through allies.
but I don't think she can see them. There's a wall.
I was gonna say, isn't this a wall right here?
There's no
So
wall.
as these walls are basically like they're maybe 2.5 feet tall at most. They are decayed to almost nothing.
Huh.
Which is why you can see over them.
Okay, then I guess. Oh, this is 60 feet. I could do this. Okay. I'm gonna make him cold. Hopefully, maybe.
Ooh.
Okay, so I click the dice button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody else. Not that. Fuck a duck. Oh. No, I don't
Not
roll
that.
for it because it's a cantrip. What do I do?
Wait, what are you trying to do?
It's a cantrip, and it's a 60-foot range.
Frostbite?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
think
have
it's
to
like
make a
con
con
save.
It's
You
a
Fuck.
have to make a con
I'm,
save.
I'm retarded. Roll again because I deleted your thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's less
You said
damage.
you said
More
it's not
damage.
what you wanted to do. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. It will make a con save.
Figure this out. I'm sorry, guys.
Getting your bearings on this.
It fails and
Nice.
would take the 8 cold damage. Nadira, how do you want to do this?
Shit.
Thank you for saying that.
Let's go!
That's all I've ever dreamed of. Okay. So because I don't like people that hurt the people I'm trying to help, I just take the hatred within myself and the cold in my heart, and I just send it to this bitch.
Wow.
As you would focus all of your own hatred to overcome the negativity that manifests this apparition, as you would see its claws would freeze over and a thin layer of spiked ice would penetrate what's remaining of its form, as you would hear as it would disseminate and the layer of ice would clamber against the ground, shattering among the gold coins in that pot, eliminating the threat and ending combat.
Yeah, at this point, like, Dagny sort of just rushes in. Just like, what happened?
I touched a big rock. I touched a big rock and it didn't like it. He holds up the big blue crystal in one hand.
Jeez. Well, that... You probably don't have much time now, so we'll have to move quick. This box over here, is there anything in it? This box right here?
You would sift through the remains, and if there was anything of use, it is long since decayed, as it has been exposed to the elements. Regrettably, there's nothing useful.
Okay,
Spider-Man back over to where he was.
You would do so as you would re-arrive back at that pesky drawer.
While I'm here, can I just like use the tail to have it kind of lose its solidity and kind of seep in and kind of just wedge itself like a weird, like better yet, just kind of have the tail pierce the drawer and have it kind of expand and open up like a grappling hook and just fucking yank with it while I'm still raising.
Sure, you're using that to your advantage, greatly speeding the process as you use your bloodied appendage to get this thing open. Meanwhile, Nadira, you're over here and you would come across a foyer that has a similarly tattered red carpet, as there is a series of openings that lead to here, to here, to here, and to here.
Oh boy. So many options. I'm gonna go for the one on the left first, this one up here.
Alright. You would enter what appears to be a small classroom, giving you some strange flashbacks to your own personal experiences. As you would begin to loot the what remains of the room for anything of importance. Roll investigation.
I'm good at this. No. My intelligence is awful. It's fine.
It happens.
Oh my gosh.
I don't need to be smart. It's fine.
Regrettably, at one point, this may have been somewhere where small children could have been educated on who knows what manner, what topics, as this, what appears to be some sort of small living space repurposed into a classroom, has nothing of particular value.
Okay. There was one up here too.
There is, as you come across a destroyed bedroom with vines overgrowing from one of the breaks in the wall that seems to have crept upon the majority of the room, destroying the furniture and creeping among the, well, at one point may have been a mattress. You may re-roll investigation for this room.
Oh, don't get your hopes up.
Look,
It's still better.
she's not gonna roll above a 10 on it.
I'm not gonna roll above a 10 for a tell. Yeah, I don't need to be smart. I need to be wise. Shut up.
It's like, stop it.
No matter how low
God,
you
these things,
roll,
stop
you
it.
will never beat the 0.
No.
Yeah, that's true. I've got no negatives, so.
Yeah.
You would continue to sift among the parts of rot and ruin, and this place is particularly offensive to the senses. But somehow, even with your poor roll, you would find one of these.
Hey.
Which is strange, because you know what this is, and you know where it came from.
I do. I do know where it came from. It's such a pretty color. That's besides the point.
Yeah.
The vines that are creeping in, are they naturally occurring, or does this seem like this was because of someone's magic?
This definitely looks like it has been overtaken by nature.
Okay.
It's something that has occurred over the course of 120 plus years, so naturally this is to be expected, as you understand nature very well.
Do. I'll go down to this room down here.
Give me another one of them world famous investigation rolls.
Come on, baby. Hey! Got a 10.
It's a 10.
Cool.
It's double digits.
Yeah.
It's only
You
downhill
would
from
find tucked away,
Right.
there is some remnants of what at one point may have been a bureau, and you find some actually somewhat intact red royal looking tapestries that, if you clean it up enough, may be representable in some way. Not
Represent.
the most useful thing in the world, but it's something. It's not really bitten to oblivion somehow.
Gotcha.
All right. That only leaves one more room.
Dan, I don't know if I want to go to it, so I guess
What
I'll
you-
go.
You know what to do. Give me a roll.
No.
Come on, baby.
That
Aw.
Fuck my life.
You
It's
would
fine.
find
I
some
real dice like way better.
some disgusting pillows, some rotten chairs, nothing of use.
Great.
All right. As for Dismas, you would ram that bloodied appendage into what at one point was that corroded lock and would rip that thing open as you would see the contents of this thing as you would open it up and would peer inside. And inside, you would find that there is a potion inside among a wide abundance of calligraphy tools. And this potion bottle, intact, it seems to bead with this cloudy gray oil that forms on the outside of the container and quickly evaporates, being exposed to the air, which is a bit curious of a phenomenon, given that it's sealed up tight and in good condition.
I had expected this door to be empty just to fuck with me. But
Nope.
yeah. I'll nab it and I'll make my way back to the others.
Okay.
Taking I'm not a peasant.
Okay. All right.
I can't move through walls. Door is stuck.
Door stuck, help!
Can't make it.
There you go. Everyone roll perception.
Oh god.
Why are you asking?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no.
That's a fun roll. Oh, that's a fun roll. All right, let's see. You would all hear a churning overhead.
Burning.
You would look up and would see that there are flashes of yellow up in rolling storm clouds that have an anomalous feature to them. It would appear that there is a auric storm that is not too far off, coming from the east, that is rolling westbound, and you can see that there is a dance of lights that are accompanying auric phenomenon that you would estimate in about an hour's time is going to roll over this place.
Yellow energy. That's familiar to me, isn't it?
You've seen this energy before once. You do know that auric storms come in all variety of different shapes, colors, behaviors, but yes.
But it's not the same multicolored one from my first experience with an auric storm.
Based off of your perception check, it's impossible to be certain.
Oh shit. Alright. We've dawdled around too long. We need to keep moving.
Alright.
Got about an hour before this thing hits overhead. Let's go.
Alrighty. As he picks up a second rock and
Oh my god.
stows him away.
Adira.
We heading out?
Yeah, there's an auric storm coming. We need to move.
Great.
Nadira, You would notice something as you come in proximity of the tangle of roots and tree bark among here. You would see that there is something that is tangled among the overgrowth. Given your affinity to nature, you can easily discern what was at one point at the epicenter of this. As you can see, there is something man made that is at one point looks like something of significance. As you would take a look and would see the broken remains of the following.
Oh wow.
Get in the car, Morty.
Machine.
It appears to be some form of war engine.
I just turn and look at them. Does this look anything about this look familiar to any of you guys?
We've seen something similar to that in the Rot Waters. It's somewhat of a remnant during the war.
They use these things to drive people out, or
Well, the artificers made them to fight against the necromancers.
so people just made a bunch of ridiculous toys. Got it.
Yeah, there's quite a few of these whirlywigs around, you know.
I mean, we have stuff that's similar to it in Highshire, but
Lovely. Well, let's keep moving before this storm gets here.
Dismissed.
right.
Yeah.
You would suddenly, given your senses, would smell the keen scent of blood.
Shit.
And this isn't necessarily the scent of the rotten, disgusting entrails that reside within decaying corpses in the rot waters. This is fresh blood.
I'm telling you this way and that. Where's it coming from?
You would look and you would see that there is something adjacent to Dagny, as you would witness there are almost tendril-like entrails, streams of blood that are emanating from out of her shoulder, as it looks like something is siphoning the blood out of her and manifesting into a red cloud.
Sorry, what?
Make a con save, Dagny.
What? Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, this is not cool. 17.
You'd pass and take half, as you take 5 necrotic damage, as
Ow.
you would quickly look over, seeing Dismas respond to something, as you are watching, as there's no pain, no sensation whatsoever, but out of your shoulder, your blood is being just alleviated out of your skin and is manifesting into this particular patch of mist, which is persistently staying next to you.
Do I get the sense that this is a side effect of the orc storm nearby?
Impossible to be certain, but the connection would definitely fit the bill, as it looks like there's this writhing little ball of mist that is trying to siphon the blood out of your body.
I suppose because it seems to be trying to suck them. Can I take a swipe with the tail?
You certainly can.
Alright.
Like, how do I react to this? Let me see. Yeah, like, she kind of has her hand trying to, I think she's like trying to visibly try to push back in, but she's trying not to freak out. She's just,
Well, I multi-attacks, that's 2.
The first attack would whiff, as you would just hit nothing but the edge of mist, as a little bit of Dagny's blood would sputter onto the ground and get soaked into the mud. The second attack, however, would hit, so roll damage. This is piercing.
Yeah.
It resists, as you feel like you're whiffing through nothing but a misted cloud. You're definitely disrupting whatever this anomaly is, but you can see Dagny's blood still permeating among it, as it is still very much a threat.
I guess we're rolling for initiative again.
Sure. Roll for initiative.
Oh God.
Oh my lord.
It desires the suck.
Now I roll. Cobweb.
Yeah, my bad.
Let me make an intelligence
Yeah.
check for Vishanti real quick. Let's see. Can he do a big think? He's too stupid to realize what's happening. You will begin combat. As you would see, this mist would latch onto Dagny, as you would see overcome her head. Let's see. Dagny, make a con save.
Jesus Christ. Ah! There it is.
Hey! That's a failure.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3. As you take 8 necrotic damage, as you would watch as there are these spindly tendrils of your own blood leaking out of your nose and eyes as it would feed this little ball of anomalous mist.
Yeah, just full on freak out scream like, ah! Ah!
Cobweb.
Okay. Shit. Okay. I'm going to squeeze past Dismas. Excuse me. And he's going to make 2 big punches against the crazy blood mist. And then he is going to try to grapple Dagny out of the range of aggro, I guess.
Show me some rolls.
Alrighty. And oh shit.
Alright. The first one would hit as you would punch a lot of Dagny's blood and would disrupt some of the mist as you have a bloodied fist as a result from the first attack. The second would whiff.
I'm gonna like pick up Dagny by the collar, crane style, and try to place her on the other side of me.
Are you resisting Dagny?
No, I think I'm too freaked out to even try.
Yoink. And then that's my turn.
That is your turn. Dagny.
Yeah, just gotta kind of peek and look at it and throw one of these at it.
Let's see. Is it intelligent? Beats it!
Wow.
Oh, what the fuck? As you would feel there is some primal intelligence to this thing, but your mind sliver would bat at your own blood as you would see part of your tendrilled blood be spattered against the mud, as it would do no damage.
I'll kind of hide behind his.
Nadira.
I'm gonna attempt to physically hit it with my fancy claws that I can whip out.
Okay.
So let's see how this goes.
Show me some numbers.
Oh
No, not. It's fine, guys. Wow, how is it 8 even with a 1?
The
Plus
previous
7 to
failed
attack.
attacks would whiff this anomalous mist as it would spark the occasional flash of white and yellow. And through this, you would attempt to attack and it would completely miss nothing as you would fail to hurt this thing. Dismiss.
Alright, seeing that piercing is not really working out that great, I'm gonna move in closer. And I want to unclip my longsword along with its sheath. And I want to kind of try and swing the sheath's sword flat side to try and disperse it as much as I can with these two attacks.
Okay. We'll consider this a weapon attack, but it will be doing blunt damage instead of slashing. So go ahead and
I'll also
make your attack.
make him reckless, because why not? So, boop. Bid-do.
Damn.
Both hit.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yay.
There you go. 24.
As you would feel that your physical attacks have limited effectiveness despite the attunement of your blade. Let's see, 7, 10, 12. Still, much of it is dispersed as the majority of Dagny's siphoned blood is now on the ground, and there is a bit of form still remaining of this mist. It is certainly dispersed quite a bit, but it's failing. Mist, desperate to have its retribution and its food, is going to go for the big juicy target that is Cobweb. Make a con save.
Alrighty.
Ooh, you rolled really good.
There you go.
And
Nice
it's at
pass.
advantage. Hold on. It might be a crit. It's not. Okay.
It wouldn't make a difference. As you would take 7 necrotic damage, as you would see out of a cut on your upper pec that had been caused by the wraith, a tendril of blood begins to leak out and feed this thing further. How do you respond?
Huh? Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna wombo combo. I'm gonna give him the
Wombo
old
combo.
the old 1-2. And yeah, and I'm gonna see if I can't grapple it.
It's missed. You don't really think there's a tangible way to do that.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, 2 fist attacks. Let me see here. And ooh, yeah! Love to see it. Hold up, plus 2d6. Boom.
Okay. So that is halved. 4, another 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11 total damage. As you would punch through this and would rend its form. Punch through again as it tries to reform, but you just keep at it. And through brute strength, you waft this thing away as it no longer exists, ending combat.
Web's got 7 HP. He's fucked up, guys.
This one heard a commotion.
I think the mountain rune would have worn off by now.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Alright, and we'll put you back to that guy.
Same. The tail would just slurp back into me.
Small toast.
Alright, we should clear out of this place before more of them show up.
Wait. Like, she literally has no choice at this point. She's going to pull the vial from around her neck, and she's going to chug it down.
You're drinking the Abyssylith vial?
I am.
Oh my god!
Consuming the gender fluid.
Holy shit! Alright, so, for reference, she just drank this.
Mm-hmm.
Dagny,
Yes.
roll 3d4.
Got it.
Ooh, I'm really crossing my fingers, get some 4s. Oh no!
You know, if anyone has inspiration,
I would
you
like
can
to
let.
give my inspiration, yes.
Alright, Dagny, you may re-roll this.
Thank you.
What is happening? I'm so confused.
She has this extreme.
Oh,
shit.
I hate D4s, man. All right, so
Can she at least
that-
take the higher number?
Yeah, yes, she
Okay.
can.
so that brings you to 37.
Dagny, you would drink this and would feel a pure essence of life beyond an understanding which you do not have, as this concoction created by Rin in life would enter your bloodstream, and everyone would notice as she would glow this ethereal bluish color. And Dagny,
Yes.
your hit points increase by 5.
Uh-huh.
Your constitution is raised by 2.
Uh-huh.
And you would feel a certain strength overwhelm your body and musculature as there is a sudden bolstering, as everyone else would see that her eyes are glowing a faint ethereal blue, and suddenly you don't feel weak anymore. Your weak legs, when unassisted by the bracers, have been increased in strength substantially. And within an instant, it's as if a weight that has been on your shoulders all your life has been cut. As that crippling sensation you've always felt erodes. And you feel stronger than ever. You feel invigorated as your vitality has returned to you.
I am curious. In the moment she uncorked it, as it were, and was slugging it down, did I catch what that blood smelled like?
This is unlike anything you have ever perceived before. This is almost transcending what you understand as blood. As you catch a whiff of this, and it is the most tantalizing, pure form of invigoration that your senses have ever captured. And you would see Danny take it in, and almost in front of your eyes, you can see that her vitality is increased. This frail form of hers would be traded for one of strength.
Damn, that was some drink, huh?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So yeah, we should probably still run.
Yes. Let's press forward.
Yeah.
And she'll press on, like striding with purpose.
And Dagny, with your first step, you bound further than you anticipated, as you can feel a certain strength in each step that was not present previously. You feel like you could run a marathon right now. You're ready for anything, even despite the circumstances.
She's gonna keep a mental note of that. Try to keep pace with everyone else.
All right. Vishanti would zip up ahead as he would beckon everyone. This one thinks we found a way forward through here. We can maybe pick some things up on our way out?
Yes.
All right. As there are some final buildings before each of you, and you may move as you see fit, as Vishanti would go to loot his final room over here.
Gonna stick with Nashira.
And Nadira,
Yeah.
you would come across an interesting sight. As you can see, there is a tremendous amount of furniture, chests, bookshelves, rocks, anything that could be found that has been piled into what appears to be a fissure in the center of this castle that leads into the underground. It looks like great lengths were taken to fill a hole which had appeared at some point through unknown means. You can see corpses that are in a similar mutilated state as the previous room. There are cobwebs larger than ever that are decorating this room, although no owner seems to be found. And it looks like anything that may have been a part of this castle has now been put into the effort of plugging this hole.
Great.
What happened here? I wonder.
I have a feeling whoever made these webs is below all that wood.
Let's keep it that way then.
Can I pick up more people bones?
Sure. And Nadira, go ahead and roll investigation.
No!
Just
It's a
do
trap.
it. Just do it.
Trap. It's a fucking
Just do
trap.
it.
This is bullshit.
Do it.
Bullshit! But normal. On brand.
Jesus Christ.
Someday. Someday I may roll in the double digits.
Nashira, you would go to investigate the bones and
Let
try
me
to
guess.
collect.
Someone comes to life.
No.
Great.
You would make a clean effort to try to get the bones, and you would get before one of these corpses here, and would try to collect what you can in the passing moments here. And your eyes would spot across to the pile here, as there are many cupboards and chests and things like that which have yet to be looted. And you can't help but think for a second on, maybe they're worth a look too as you collect these bones. You would reach out. And your intention to take these bones would quickly leave your mind. As, very curiously, your mind just suddenly goes completely and utterly numb.
Ugh, motherfuckers.
As if you had forgotten what you were doing, where you were, or what anything even is in this place. And there's only one thing grazing your senses as you utterly space out for a second. The sound of a bottle having some form of liquid poured into it. As that is the only thing for some reason that you can concentrate on. As you go totally numb, your senses would just fade out, and you would jolt as you try to regain composure of where you are to find that you are not where you were before.
Motherfucker. Okay, that's magical looking though.
Oh my goodness, wonderful music! Oh my goodness!
What the fuck?
I already like it.
Your mind goes numb in that place, as you are the only one left in that little castle. And as you space out for a moment and realize you're spacing out, you would come back to, as your surroundings are completely and entirely different, as that sound of a bottle being filled with some sort of liquid would be the only thing you concentrated on. As you can see that you are now in a very strange looking shop with shelves filled with all manners of different potions, bottles containing a substance ethereal in nature which you cannot describe, things creating light, all manner of curiosities emitting a strange essence which you do not understand. And in the center of all of it would be this giant bottle with an enormous cork. And floating in front of you, as you're in the center of this curious place, would be that bottle, as there would be an essence emanating from your head, so it seems, as this bottle fills. A cork would seal it off. and you are somewhere else. As you would hear a voice narrate what's going on.
Excellent! I told you that would be painless.
Who are you? Where am I?
Oh, that may have taken a little bit more from your memory than we were anticipating. Oh, that's curious. Hi?
You would look into this giant vat to see that there is a purplish eye that is staring you down, that you would look and it would manifest and take form as it appears to be the one responsible.
The fuck?
It's a fucking away pasty, cunt!
Oh, okay. Listen, I did say it would be painless. How much did you just forget?
Quite a bit, because I have no idea what's going on right now, other than I probably shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms.
Oh, that's grand! Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to start all over again. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, so that bottle in front of you, you made a deal just now, and we traded. See? And the deal was, you traded the memory for how you found my sanctum, and in exchange, I would give you some juicy information that you were after. Are you following me here?
I follow, yes.
Cool! Alright! So, I have been referred to throughout the times as the Recollector, and exchanging memories and information is my trade, and that is exactly what we're doing here. So that little memory of how you found me is now mine. And listen, it is a fair equivalent exchange. I did give you the knowledge that you were seeking in return. Right?
The knowledge of what?
It was a curious little figure called Startographer. Right? Yes, I say right as if you would remember. I did just wipe that. It's okay. Yeah. Anyways, this is your end of the deal. I have to find where I put it. There's a lot of things in this place, even if I haven't had any business in the past, 12 or so decades.
I'm so confused.
Oh, your head's okay, right? You're just confused, right?
Yes, just confused.
Yes. Good. Okay. Just confused. Your head's not bleeding. You're not having any intrusive thoughts about overcoming a urge to murder or eat a corpse or anything like that.
I mean, last I checked, you weren't my therapist, so no.
I'm not here to diagnose you, dear. I'm just here to fulfill the deal we made. Okay, good. It has been a while since I have done a memory exchange. And, okay, let me find what you bargained for. Oh, hold on.
You would see a myriad of ethereal purple hands begin to sift through the shelves as there's a clinking of bottles, as it looks like you just made some sort of deal in this place. You really don't know how you got here. You don't know what you just did. You're here now. and you were in another place a second ago, and it looks like the information has just been exchanged. But
Great. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. So
that is fair.
Freaking out, man. I'm freaking out.
I know. This feels like a bad trip.
You would see that there is some swirling essence in the bottle that was just filled up and corked. That appears to be your memory of how you got here. That this creature wanted for some reason, as it would get tucked away among the shells of dozens, possibly hundreds of little memories of information that this thing is in possession of. And after a while of clinking, exchanging, and swapping things around, a small vial would be retrieved from the furthest recesses of this thing's shop and would be presented before you. And a similar ethereal hand would go to greet the cork atop it with a as it would be uncorked.
Here we go. Now breathe deep. It may be a funny sensation.
I don't have a choice, so I take it and knock it back.
All right, and this ethereal wispiness would wash over you as you would acquire a memory which is not yours.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. To your average human, a window to the cosmos opened for the first time inflicts cognitive whiplash on their sense of self. This is because humanity adopted a ridiculous perspective that they are the most important things in the universe. The stronger their ego, the stronger this whiplash becomes. Rapidly recontextualizing what we are, in contrast to an expanded perspective of the universe, is taxing, and the result is a feeling of dreadful insignificance to most. Oh my gosh.
Wish to grasp the true nature of existence, you must grow up. Ego is the driving force behind humanity's self-preservation. For his vastly intelligent, the Dean of Claymora, his grip on him is unmatched by any worldly force. Could Helios be changing? Overconfident when proposing this location to build Claymora. Location?
Perhaps I too have shreds of ego impairing my judgment. I will make it work, we always do, even if I am very much alone in this particular endeavor. Far too much has been invested in this facility. There is no finer location to root the basis for my highest research. That much I am confident. 43rd rotation of summer dusk.
Great. Lovely.
I presume that my customer is satisfied?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Oh, good! I think that this may be the first of many exchanges. Oh, goody! I haven't had a customer in so long! I thought I was going crazy! That feels good.
If I wanted to voluntarily give you a memory, is there a way I could locate you or summon you?
I think there's a way, although you just traded how you got here. But, I think you just may find your way back here soon enough. You'll see.
Great. I look forward to it.
Great! Until then, the door is there, dearie.
You would see that at the far end of the shop, there is a door. Sure enough, that leads out to who knows where.
Great. I leave. I go.
Without further hesitation, you would waltz
outie.
over to that door and would walk out. As you would walk out, take your first steps, and would collapse onto the ground as you would find yourself back among the litter and refuse, as it looks like you just stepped out of a door, frame intact, that was among the pile, as you would fall flat onto the ground. You're not sure what just happened.
What the fuck did that look like from our perspective, the two here?
Like, we probably didn't see nothing. It looks like she just tripped.
Dagny, you had gotten outwards and you had met up with Dismas. And Dismas, you had heard a commotion as there was the rattling of bones, then very suddenly a thwump as you would round the corner to see Nadira flat on the ground.
Nadira, what are you doing? We gotta go. Come on.
Okay. Okay. So I get up and I stumble. I go.
I have a question. Did you actually nab a couple of bones there?
Yes.
Dismiss is just looking at you for a long moment before heading off.
Look, vamp boy, I don't need your judgment. I need the bones.
Oh, you actually saying that?
Yes.
Oh. Then what are you planning on using them bones for?
Calcium supplement. I don't know yet. The bones will tell me what they need to be used for.
Bones will tell you. You a diviner of some kind?
No, but when it comes to necromantic magic, bones can be very helpful.
This one thinks we should stop messing around.
Wait. You're a necromancer.
I wouldn't call myself a full necromancer, but I dabbled lightly, learning, yes.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not going to make any judgments. I just hope it doesn't get you in trouble.
Can't get me in more trouble than I've already been in.
All right. Rashanti, Cobweb, let's go.
Did I find anything of significance during their romp?
You may roll investigation as well.
Oh, this
boy.
ought to be fun.
Here comes another 0, boys. There we go. Yeah!
There it is! Yeah, you jinxed yourself, buddy.
You put that energy in the world.
You did.
Yeah! These vines are made of vines.
He's just been staring off into space, like comatose. Head empty.
No thoughts.
He's like, ooh, yeah. All right, let's go.
Oh,
This one will scout ahead. I presume there will be no more dilly-dallying.
no, there won't be. We need to get ahead of the storm as much as we can.
The Shanti would kind of side-eye you, Dagny, as he would leap off and would climb the adjacent tree and would try to get a vantage point to scout the road ahead.
Try and head around. Imagine there's a way around here.
Yeah. All right. Let me see.
I'm getting kind of dizzy.
We are. Give your DM a second here.
E.
Oh. Oh, that's disappointing. All right. And off you would go.
Going on a trip.
Roll perception as you would continue your journey northeast. All right. There we are. and everyone would continue onwards. There would be the periodic chill that would brush over all of you in the air. It's unclear whether or not this chill is implicative of a less than desirable figure tracking you down, or if it's simply the wind of the impending storm up above that is sending its chill from the higher clouds. Either way, you look up and would see the occasional flash of light that is clashing through all of the reflective fog. That's occasionally producing these blinding flashes that's making it difficult to concentrate on the world around you. But alas, everyone would continue forward. And it would be before long that you would delve back into a thicker part of mist that is creeping along the ground, as there's little choice but to go through it given your trajectory, to get around these moons, get north, and get out of here. As you would all continue. You would find that you would pass by these rooted humanoid shapes that are ingrained into the ground, most of which are in these postures of anguish. Some are crawling along the ground, some are clenching their head, their gut, or are on their backs on the ground that seem to be writhing, a depiction of still life. A lot of these corpses seem to have these orangish patches of glowing etherealness to them, which are very similar in nature to the orange glow of the markers, which were shown on their connecting pathways, ultimately leading below the stillborn moons. Continuing forward, you would hear something of a cracking noise coming from up above, different from the crack of thunder, as you would see through a opening in the mist that there is a small piece of the smaller stillborn moon among the crust, which has broken off from the outer shell and is actively descending down to Helios, as it would crash into the swampiness below, and after a moment you would feel a tremor in the earth as that piece of crust would impact the swamp.
Its lair is falling apart. See why it wants the tome so badly. Try and keep our distance from it, and any of these figures around here, they're a little bit foreboding, in my opinion.
Yeah, I second that.
Press forward. How much further is the storm behind us than from where we are?
There are sprawling clouds which carry the auric disturbance, but there is a greater concentration that at this point is around 45 or so minutes away from being over your heads.
Okay. Quicken pace.
And with that cold feeling, everyone would continue onwards, as you would come across a thick grove of trees, which you would try to sidestep, as you're looking for the most clear path. A slight detour, but you're trying to do your best here. And let's see, who rolled the highest?
I did.
Dagny, you are confident in each stride of your step, feeling reinvigorated after having drank in the abyssal lifeblood and still feeling it coursing through your veins. You're more vigilant than the others, and you would see that as you're looking around to the left and right, the passing of trees. Something about this coldness just doesn't sit right with you, as you would see it as you would pass by a particular concentration of trees. It would suddenly come into view as you're being watched.
Oh.
Now's the time to start running. And yeah, she's gonna start bounding.
Yeah, immediately dashing.
No. Oh, er.
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear.
I got 7 HP. I lose this fight every time.
As you would hear a voice echoing through the trees, as I presume everybody would start to run.
Yep.
Your flesh lingers in exhaustion, but we are ever persistent. The sands of your time draw to an end. You will see.
As everyone would continue to run full force to get as much distance as they can. Athletics checks from everyone.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Someone rolled a 1.
Oh the fuck.
Dagny, you overestimate your newfound strength as you find yourself trudging through mud, as the suction of the mud would slow you down greatly as you begin to fall behind, as you are the lead of the pack, save for Vishanti, who is still at the head, and you would slowly find yourself lagging behind to the back, as it would be Dismas who would be seeing you fall behind. It would yank you out of the mud, slinging you over one of his shoulders as you continue running forward, full speed ahead, trying to gain as much ground as you possibly can.
I'm keeping an eye on R6.
You would keep an eye out, but where the Baron just was a second ago, you're not really sure where he is now, as
Still
you
keeping a
continue
vigilant
running.
eye.
As everyone would run and run and run. Ending the session here.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
We still got
I
Friday.
didn't get to